everyone, I'm back with the Vertical Axis Wind Turbine design. I disassembled that last one, a little one. I'm using some of the same parts for a new one. This will be about 4 feet in diameter. I just got a frame together and then I'll cut some blades and then we'll see how this one performs. You'll have to excuse my messy shop. I got various projects ongoing, and I just kind of leave them and don't pick anything up because I still need to think on some things. But I have the turbine here on these sawhorses. I have the same bicycle wheels, but in this case now I have a 12-inch pipe nipple, half-inch pipe nipple as the axle. And I'm going to go with a 8-bladed turbine again, so I put some spokes on here at right angle off the center, and then I just naturally put the angle for the blades where it came out. So I just went from the point to a right angle here, and the blades will fit across right here, and it will turn this direction. I guess it really doesn't matter, but I guess that's how I built it. And on the bottom I cobbled together a little shaft that I can hold underneath. I can hold so I can see how much torque this is going to put out. So I got the frame built. It's under 2 feet in thickness. We got about 18.5 with a effective area of about 17 inches. Now I got a roll of flashing that I'm going to use for the blades, and it's 10 feet long, so I'm just going to cut it into 8 equal pieces to put around here, and they'll be about 15 inches, so they'll start from the point out here to probably about right in here. Going to have a little curve in them because it helps the structure support. So that'll be the next plan, and then on the ends I got some polycarbonate that I cut out that I'm used to seal up the ends of this drum with a hole in the center. I got this, it's 4x8 sheets. And it's pretty lightweight, pretty strong, and it's UV resistant. And this is what I'm going to use. It's not that much more expensive than plywood. The plywood always seems to warp when you try to cut it in circles and stuff. This will form pretty good to the frame, and I could kind of index everything out in pie pieces around here and get a good idea how I'm going to build this. It really helped. So I'm going to finish that stuff up and then stick it on that same pole I have outside. Wanted to try it out before I put the top and bottom on the ends, and started right up. Not much of a wind blowing at all right now. I was going to use this to gauge the torque on it when it gets going good. I have to wait for some wind. This is just a light breeze. Looks like it was kinked here a little bit. I guess I might have to beef this up a little bit. I put a spacer in between there, but it starts right up. I think it's just fun to watch. But I'm going to take it down and put the ends on it now. And with the end covers, this turbine weighs 24.62 pounds. So it has quite a bit of weight. Most of the weight is out towards the outer edge, the metal and the wood, so it should have a lot of flywheel effect. Well, we don't have hardly any wind, but it has started turning. So it turns pretty easily. But I can stop it pretty easy too. You know, there's no wind really. I could feel maybe a slight breeze. I'll have to check it out now when we get some wind. That's the trick with these wind turbines, you need that wind. And it takes very little wind for this to start spinning. I can't stop it with 2 fingers. I'm sure I could stop it with my hand though. I got it stopped. It does got quite a bit of torque. I'm not pressing this as hard as I can grab it with 2 fingers. Looks similar to like a undershot water wheel, I guess. When the wind comes up, I can't hardly hold it. When the wind picks up, I can't even stop it with my hand. Did stop at that time. Oh, I'll look at some numbers though off the computer wind turbine calculator. On the internet, there's various places where you can find a wind turbine calculator, so you can get some numbers, so you get an idea of what a wind turbine will put out. And I punched in the numbers for the size I got out there right now, 4-foot diameter, and the blades are about 1.5 feet high. And so like in a 5-mile-an-hour wind, there's like available 3.8 watts, which is pretty tiny. And then I guess a typical vertical axis wind turbine might be 30% efficient. That's what they have on their webpage. And that would only be 1 watt of usable power. Plus you got to convert it into electricity with a generator, so that's some more losses. What we are looking at just now, we're probably anywhere between 10 and 17 mile an hour. And like 10 mile an hour, like this is the power theoretically available, like 30 watts, and maybe 17 mile an hour, right around 150 watts. And then with losses of the turbine itself, the numbers go way down. So you can see why I was thinking of a larger wind turbine. And I also punched a couple numbers in for a 20-foot diameter wind turbine with maybe 8-foot high blade. And at 5, the available power would be about 101 watts. And at 15 miles an hour, be 2,745 watts available, theoretically available, minus the efficiencies of the wind generator. But so you can see why I was thinking more of a big diameter wind turbine than something small like we got out there now. It's not a whole lot to play with. Now to build something like this with a 20-foot diameter, like maybe an 8-foot high blade, it's going to need a heck of a lot more support than what we got here. Just a single pole up the center isn't going to support it, no way. You're going to need a lot more. And what I had in mind is to put wheels, maybe 3 or 4 wheels, underneath the outer circumference to hold it up, and also to gear it up, because if I hold this little wheel underneath there, you probably get like a 40-to-1 ratio, gear ratio. You'd have an axle spinning a lot faster. Wind picked up a little bit right now. But these wheels, these axles, holding up like a turbine, these had to be a lot bigger wheels, maybe like a wheel off a trailer or a wheelbarrow. But you also have some horizontal axles that you could attach regular equipment to, like a regular generator or an air compressor. I think having an air compressor hooked up to something like this would be very beneficial because you could store a lot of air to compressed air. We just need to build supports underneath the wind turbine, at least probably 3 or 4, and then make like a little roadway around the bottom of the wind turbine. But that was my initial thought for supporting a bigger turbine. I got a good spot here. This is like the best spot on my property for a wind turbine. It probably have to be just maybe higher than that solar shed right there. But otherwise, this is a hillside here. I'm not going to be able to get higher than the barn, but that's east, and there's not ever hardly any wind from that direction. It's mostly from the north and west. Right now it's kind of from the south, and I think that it worked pretty good here. I like these vertical ones because whatever the direction of the wind is, it just picks it up and turns it. With this particular turbine, I should have had the sheet metal curve all the way back to here. All the way, because there is a spot where you can see right through it. It should have been back to here. I ran out of sheet metal, but it does work. And I think it might work better if I had like more blades, and maybe like for this one, maybe 16. Then I wouldn't have to be that long too. They could be shorter then. More blades, but shorter in width. Be careful of that, I cut my fingers. This is very simple to do something like this. I think probably just about any do-it-yourselfer can make something like this. Building a bigger wind turbine, like I was talking about, will take a lot of planning. I try to build things in my mind first before I get into the physical material building of it, hoping that way I can catch those problems beforehand. I know with a bigger turbine, like I was talking, just the turbine would probably weigh over 500 pounds, I bet, and it'll take a lot of support. So I think having wheels on the outer circumference, like I was talking about, would be a good way to support it and be the powertrain. And I'll probably be thinking of something like this in terms of a dangerous piece of farm equipment. So I'll be planning for a while and studying this little one I have up right now. I think it's probably more than 30% efficient. I'm not sure where they get their figures from, but I think it's probably more than 30% efficient. And I think adding wind diverters on the side will also increase the output quite a bit. It does turn pretty easy. There's no load on it, but it does turn pretty easy. And I've rarely ever seen it so far where it's not in motion. So I'm going to keep studying on this one. I hope I can get some strong winds to see how it handles that. I know when you got a heavy rotor like these vertical axis wind turbines end up being, they can absorb the gusts of winds a lot better. So I'm going to keep continuing studying this. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in another one.